and also tweet at Smooth981. And don't forget that we're streaming live up on our YouTube channel, Smooth981. Subscribe and catch the show.
To start us off this morning, we've got a man who usually would have time to converse and discuss with the ancestors, probably not with the oracles, but there's a way he does this thing. But I'm saying big good morning to Fisayo Durojaye as he joins us this morning. And good morning, Fisayo.
Good morning. Good morning, Omats. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Lagos.
My name is Zibby. I have
Yeah,
to remind you.
really? Good
Yeah.
morning, Zibby. Sorry.
Okay, Fisayo is the general partner, Ancestors Advisory. And so let's dig into this. Fisayo, there's quite a lot in terms of tech for us to explore this morning, but I just want to start on a gaming note, just for an appetizer, where a 13-year-old is said to have broken the record beating this game Tetris made by Nintendo back in the days, getting up to level 157. What do you make of this?
Uh, I mean, there are two sides to it, right? It's incredible that yes, someone can achieve that at 13 years. But again, also question how long what this 13-year-old spends is or her life doing, right? Playing game really is that the best a 13-year-old can do it with he or herself, right? It's just a question that we need to beg. Ask the question around what the parents are doing. Again, is this person taking gaming as a profession? Because again, now people have, there's a career path for professional gamers, where, people, again, there's Gaming World Cup, for instance, where people play, specific types of games, to be able to, and then win, prize money, and of course there are fans that just watch, people play games, again, there is a path in there. So the question is that, is this what the 13-year-old is trying to build for himself? Again, I would assume he's a boy, right? Because the only boys that do
Yes,
this
it's
kind
a
of
boy.
things.
Ahem,
Yeah.
ahem.
We get that now. Indeed, now.
you know,
Okay. So, Visa,
so,
let's go to Microsoft. They're up in the
yeah.
news once again. They intend to bring in the artificial intelligence to PCs with its new Copilot key. Can you explain how this work?
Yes, so Copilot is more or less, I mean, like the name sound, Copilot, it's their own AI infusion, right? Into the way we do things. So you can imagine there's OpenAI with ChatGPT, there is Google with Bard, there is Twitter or X with Grok, as it were, right? So Microsoft saying that we are infusing AI into our normal Windows operations, right? Meaning that you can Copilots can help you get around, as it were, can help you get stuff done. Can answer questions as you're working, can help make your presentation better, can correct your words, just all the things that a in quote co-pilot should do, is what Microsoft is trying to bring that experience into a typical Windows experience. So meaning that from their operating system perspective, right, to their Microsoft Office perspective, meaning that yes, if you're using your Google, I mean, why am I saying Google? Just if you're using your Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, Excel, right? Copilot is there as an easy. So it means that if you're trying to build a financial model, for instance, and you open your Excel, you're trying to write a formula that you don't understand how to link the formula again. It's finance people that are trying to understand it as well. So you're trying to link a formula, you don't know how to do that. Copilot is always available to say, yes, I'm going to help you write the formula and make it better and make it great. Or you're trying to do a presentation, you don't know how to make it. But today, actually, there's a designer on Microsoft's PowerPoint. Again, some of us that use the original PowerPoints, not the ones we buy at Computer Village, right? There's a designer part, of that PowerPoint, meaning that if you can put the text, put an image, and of course, you give you suggestion about how to design, that slide, given the information you just presented. But again, Copilot is taking that a notch higher to ensure that yes, the experience for users and of course consumers of the product is top notch rather than mediocre, as it were. Well, again, sometimes don't know that we need some of this help. So, given that Microsoft is trying to again win their own AI battle, it's important that yes, they implement this to improve the experience overall for their customers, I guess.
So, how do you think this will be received by PC and laptop users who have to buy computers or who buy computers with the Copilot key?
Yes. So again, well, there are two problems, right? Because I think problem here being addressed is the fact that Microsoft is a software company; they don't make hardwares, right? Well, technically, they don't make personal computers, so they just make operating system for personal computers. So HP is making it my laptop, but they need to install an operating system in it. They'll probably install, a Windows operating system, which is a Microsoft product, right? So for people that have gotten their hardwares already, they might need to just upgrade, to a newer, to the newer operating system, right? That has the Copilot key attached to it, right? So again, for newer models, we expect that some of those newer models come with the operating system that already has the Copilot. In fact, I was reading in the article that says that the typical start button that you'll see on your Windows computer was going to be replaced by a Copilot button, meaning that the search or all the things you need to see from a user experience perspective is probably going to change, given the infusion of Copilot or AI into the normal operating procedure of a Windows computer or a Microsoft Office operations as well. So again, we have to learn. We have to know that yes, I'm taking this flight from Lagos to London, and I'm not alone. I am with someone that is going to assist or help help me navigate through every challenges that we have to face along the way. And that's what the experience of Copilot is. In fact, I think the name, to a large extent, the name make that clear from the beginning. I think it's impressive to see.
All right, thank you for that. Let's go on to the messages. Angel says, Microsoft makes hardware, computers, and phones even. All right.
So let's pick up the pace here of the conversation around AI.
So there's a Microsoft Surface, yeah. But again, when I say they don't make hardware, it means that yes, their biggest revenue drivers is that software business, not necessarily the hardware, because again, there are more big. I mean, who has a Microsoft phone here? As I can guess, nobody. Yeah, exactly the point. So, but everyone has a computer. If you don't use a MacBook, you're probably using any other computer. No, I mean, I'm not sure anybody uses Surface here as well. So, right. So it means that, you're probably using a Windows. If you're not using a MacBook, which has its own operating system, you're probably using a Windows operating system somewhere. So again, that's what I mean by, largely what that is. But again, yeah, it's true. Microsoft makes, hardware.
So let's see what's your impression of this current wave of the artificial intelligence across the world, and stitch that up also to look at rival Apple. The stock has been downgraded twice this week by two different analysts. What's the issue?
I mean, it's like the analysts were listening to me. I mentioned this last week, right? When we say sometimes in maybe 2030, Apple would then introduce one AI thing and say, yes, it's innovation. Again, that's what they do. That's their modus operandi, right? So again, I don't know what their plan is today. Again, so when I said 2030, they will introduce it because again, just 2 years ago they introduced dual SIM, and of course, one physical SIM and one virtual SIM, and they shouted innovation about it. Well, people have been doing it for years before that showed up. So again, that's what I mean by, that's what they do. Right. So I think people are losing faith in the future of the business, not because, yes, in the present, they are not, probably because people are investing today because of what the future holds for that business. right? So today, they can still be, screaming about, iPhone sales. But again, some of those things gaps are being closed, on them. Samsung is making, great phones. There are Chinese, competitors that are making great phones that are not as expensive or overpriced, like Apple, phones or laptops, right? And of course, I mean, I know someone that wanted to buy that was shouting about buying an iPhone, but again, because all his life is being outside of the Apple ecosystem, right? It means that he has to then figure out a way to introduce to to get the iPhone and still continue to use many of the things, but again the experience is not the same. So for me, that's one of the I'm not going to buy an iPhone or buy an Apple computer, because again my life has been based around Microsoft, for instance. And of course Microsoft is open to allowing Google interact easily with itself. So I'm able to use my phone, my Android phone, which is again a Google product, right? Well, a Samsung phone with an Android operating system, which is Google, but also I'm not forced to use a Google Cloud, as a backup. I can use my Microsoft, OneDrive as a backup on my phone again. So there are many things that Apple just closes you in on, forces you to use, an iPhone, then use a MacBook, then buy an iWatch, then buy, again, not many people are interested in that kind. And of course, especially because the things you really want to do are also not particularly very available, for you to use. Again, people are questioning, what the value of that ecosystem eventually is, and I think that's what we're seeing today.
All right, on a final note, let's wrap it up. This man I don't expect he would get a fair lashing from you, but then let's see what you think about him. Finally, SpaceX, the U.S. National Labor Relations Board, says the company illegally fired employees who criticized Elon Musk in a widely circulated letter. SpaceX has returned, fired by suing the board now. But what do you make of the situation?
I mean, at the core of it, I mean, I'm at that, I won't say I'm an Elon Musk boy, right? Because Charlie Poppy makes that look very bad. But anyways, I think I'm weary around conversation between employers and employee. I think that, if you want to work in a company, you should work within the confines of what the company allows you to do or not do. Again, if you're not comfortable with it, you can as well just leave, right? So if people think that, I mean, North Korea has a supreme leader you can't criticize, right? So, again, unlike North Korea, you can't just easily leave or run away to the south or move to the north to China. But here, Elon Musk is not holding you down with a cane or with a chain, right? So you can as well just leave if you think that it's not working for you. So, so it's like having your cake and eating it, right? So meaning that you want to work for him and not play by his rules. Again, you don't have to work for him; you can work for someone else. It's a capitalist economy, right? So that's what it is. And of course, when labor organizations start getting involved in contracts between employer and employee, again, it gets me weary, because again, some of the things they say are not true, or they are just totally irresponsible. Some of their demands, again. We'll see what details look like over the. And of course, sometimes it's also easy to just sue Elon Musk or criticize Elon Musk because it's popular to do so. So again, maybe that's what's happening. I don't know.
All right, that's where we can leave the conversation this morning, Fisayo. So we want to say thank you so much for your time. But we see Angel's message here, which is more from saying.
Angel says, I use a Mac, but I'm stuck on Android and Windows. So I agree with Fisayo. Thank you for listening. Thanks for your messages. And of course, thank you, Fisayo, for being on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me. Looking forward to next week, I guess.
Awesome.